Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Presents Panel Discussion. Panel discussion is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints on topics related to education and society. Our topic for the day is technology integration in the classroom, best practices for school leaders, and to express their viewpoints on the same. We have with us Miss Gauri Sarkar, ma'am, Principal of DPS Miapur. A very warm welcome, ma'am. Very
Thank
welcome,
you.
Gauri, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you. Then we have with us Jyoti Sirohi, ma'am. Jyoti, ma'am, very welcome. She's the Principal of Stepping Stone Schools, Muzaffarnagar. Thank you, ma'am. Then we have with us Rajendra, sir. Sir, very welcome. Mr. Banga Rajendra Reddy, sir. He is the principal of Meridian High School, Telangana.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. So, ma'ams and sir, let's start off with the session technology integration in the classroom and best practices for school leaders as well. So, Jyoti, ma'am, over to you. What are some of the benefits, ma'am, in your opinion, to integrate technology in the classroom, ma'am?
Today the electricity problem is there, so I have to sit and adjust. Very good evening to NCLAB, Infotech. Very good evening to all the fellow principals, all the
Good evening, ma'am.
educators. Ma'am, can you repeat your question?
Sure, ma'am, sure. Ma'am, so in your opinion, what are some of the benefits to integrate technology in the classroom, ma'am?
As the time have changed, so we the leaders should change and should move according to the change system. We should adopt all the new things of the 21st century. So I just want to tell we should provide whenever there are so many benefits of integrating the technology in the classrooms. The teacher who is there, who is teaching in the class, become more efficient. Their efficiency increases. They provide more engaged learning environment to the kids, prepare the students for the future because they have to move globally so that they can move globally and understand the things, and they can connect with the students better, boost the collaborations. The children learn to work in a team and they collaborate and they learn more. Support learning of the students. Effective use of digital learning in the classroom can increase the students' engagement, help teachers to improve the lesson plan and the facilities of personalized learning. That's what I think about it. And one more thing is that curiosity is driven by engaging the content. So if any child is watching the TV or studying through the smart class, what happens? Suppose if we say that what curiosity is being driven by the technology, it is that suppose they watch the web series. So what is that? So they will be very curious to know what will come after that. So at that point the web series ends. So that curiosity is there among the students, among the children, among the youngsters, and they love to watch the animated movies and they learn more and more. If you say them They will love to learn to watch the Jungle Book. And if you say them to watch the DDLJ, they won't take any interest. In the series, they take more interest because their curiosity is being maintained. And improve the teacher's productivity. See, the teachers can be at one place. If the class is of 25 students or 30 students, the teachers can give the direction from there, can observe from there, monitor properly. Their energies will be channelized and they can be more informative, and they will be more efficient.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. Very wonderfully explained. We have with us Anubha ma'am. Very welcome, Anubha ma'am. Miss Anubha Srivastava ma'am, Principal of Delhi International School, H, Dwarka.
Thank you so much.
Um,
Namaskar to everyone present here, and I apologize for the signal glitches at my end since I'm traveling.
no issues, ma'am. Ma'am, Jyoti ma'am was just explaining us about some of the benefits to integrate technology in the classroom, ma'am. Would you like to add something to her? In your opinion, what are some of the benefits of technology in the classroom, ma'am?
Children are born in the digital era. Unlike our generation, who picked up and understood digital technologies as a learning, children are innately involved with the knowledge of technology. They find it comfortable, they find it their generation thing. So they learn better when we are incorporating technology in the methods of learning. And this one aspect makes it very important that the learning should be technology aided learning. Going forward, the world tomorrow is going to see newer and very changes in the digital technologies. Okay, we have cloud usage everywhere today. We have smart classes in the classroom. Tomorrow, the children may be having chips within their skin, and they would be able to see things in front of them in the air. So, if the children are not exposed to technology, they will be left behind. There are so many possibilities that we can show to the children where sometimes our traditional methods are restricted. You can show them how the molecules are folding inside a cell. You can show them the 3D structures. You can show them how the blood is moving inside the arteries. You can take them to places with the help of AR and VR. They can feel the polar bear around them and go to different places. So these are some of the benefits that are going to make it more engaging for the children. They will absorb more, they will learn more. And we definitely cannot deny technology is an important aspect of education today.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Anubha, ma'am. Moving forward, Gauri, ma'am. Firstly, would you like to add something to Jyoti, ma'am, and Anubha, ma'am? And also, ma'am, there would be some of the challenges, as ma'am were mentioning, that this generation they grew up using technology. So, what are some of the challenges schools generally face when integrating technology, and how do you address them, ma'am?
I think post COVID, all of us realized the challenges that we had faced owing to technology. As you said, most of us agree that they're way ahead of us. So they hoodwink us very easily, and the parents were taken for a jolly ride when it comes to technology at their age because they are better than us. But having said that, the other challenges that we face is, of course, definitely like, for example, today, your screen has been shaking all the time. This is one of the challenges you have, when you don't have enough cloud space sometimes, all this. And secondly, when uh, Ma'am was telling about, you can see the folding of cells in the, kind of you can have the three-dimensional AR, VR existence. But the problem with I feel is if you use technology, your question papers have to change accordingly. They are not matched. If you teach through technology, then I think the question papers also should be through technology. There is a gap. For example, during the COVID time, we had a very good time making question papers with a lot of audio, video, even in the question papers. It was so much of fun. where we gave them an audio clipping. They listened to it and wrote, in the question paper itself, we had listening skills. So that is one beautiful thing that we could have used. But what happens? We can use technology to aid us, but there is definitely a gap between what we show in the class and what we expect in the paper, where again there is a lot of rote learning. Thanks to CBSE, they are bringing in changes. The other challenge which I feel is again, connectivity issues, and technology is for bigger schools but not for the low budget schools. How to execute it on a daily basis, how to work it out. And for example, I have a strength of 3600. How many labs? And we, though we have 3 labs, but to give everybody the chance. Of course, the smart boards are there, but if I want them to attempt an exam, then it's very difficult to have just technology. That is wonderful.
Thank you so much, Gauri ma'am. Very wonderfully explained. Moving forward, Rajendra sir, would you like to add something to ma'am? What are some of the challenges, sir, that you would have and your school would have faced post pandemic, during the pandemic, while integrating technology, sir?
Yeah, very good evening, all the principals of different schools from different areas. Uh, so, coming to the challenges faced by school as a principal and as a parent, we have a lot of challenges to use technology. So, as Madam said, Gauri Ma'am said, we have already habituated to use the technology at the time of COVID. So almost all the parents have buy the gadgets. Before COVID, so few of the parents have only old phones which are not having Android, which are not Android phones. But just because of the online classes, almost 90% of the parents have buy the smartphones where they can use the online classes or technology. And coming to the use of this technology, sometimes students may misuse the technology also. So how we guide the students to use the technology is very, very important. Suppose at the time of online classes, we as a urban area districts, we face some problems. Why? Because the parents may not be in the home. They may leave for their work outside the home. So at that time, they will be giving the gadget to the student. So what happens means sometimes they misuse the gadget. Like we have different social medias where they can guide wrongly. They can guide wrong to the students. Why? Because nowadays we are seeing like a lot of things happening around the world, like taking off money from the bank accounts of the parents. And these are all the few problems we face. We have to face in coming days also. So that's why technology has to be used in a proper way. That we have to educate to the students, educate to the teach proper way. And moreover, with technology, we can make lot of things. Like as few ma'ams said that we can show like the 3D concepts to the students, which is beyond textbook, and we can prepare lot of question papers. And we also can have the online classes which are being taught by the experts. Especially some teachers can listen the classes and they can implement in their classes, where we have the online classes in we have a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of paid channels, that all. How we use technology is different, because if we take it in a good way, it will be useful in for us in a good way. Otherwise, it will be so according depend upon us only the technology can be used, man.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much, Rajendra sir. We have with us Kulvinder ma'am. Very welcome, Kulvinder ma'am. Miss Kulvinder Kaur ma'am, principal of Guru Hari Krishna Public School, Tilak Nagar, Delhi. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. How are you doing, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to all of you. Yes. Am I audible now, please?
Yes, ma'am, you are perfectly audible. So, ma'am,
Uh,
Rajendra, we have with us Rajendra sir, Jyoti ma'am, Anubha ma'am, and Gauri ma'am with us. And Rajendra sir was just, addressing the challenges that they and their school have faced during the pandemic, after the pandemic, and how did they manage to tackle with it? So, ma'am, would you like to add something to it? What are some of the challenges that your school faced while integrating technology in the schools, ma'am?
Yeah, good evening, all of you. Sorry, I joined late. There was some technical glitch, so I was attending to that. Like in the pre-pandemic days, there was a inarticulate aversion to ICT previously, right? And post-pandemic, we have seen that the integrated technology has been integrated in the classrooms perfectly. So the many challenges have been faced by the teaching community by while using of technology, and in our school also, all over as other schools also, we were also grappling with this problem, but with initial hiccups, we were able to overcome them. And I think we were able to use technology to teach for the all the teaching and learning platforms.
Thank you so much,
So
ma'am.
our school, yeah. No, the school actually, where it is the children are coming from not rural background, but not very elite background also. So that is why we had more challenges to face, and the students, as the Wi-Fi was not there, they did not have the devices and all. But in spite of that, I found there was a lot of enthusiasm among the parents to provide all the this thing to phones to the children, and the teachers also learned very quickly. And I mean, we were able to have very good sessions. We had training sessions also, and like I think I mean, as for other schools also, we were able to, the whatever problems came, we were able to handle them, and we were able to provide good teaching to the children. And what has happened is, after this has been a training or a ground period in which the teacher and the students were learning. And now I think everybody is equipped, and it's this hybrid blended form of teaching and learning has come to stay. And we all are using both the physical classroom, also we are using the technology in best possible way. So there are challenges and there are possibilities, and challenges have been, but I think we have overcome most of them. And still they are there, because like cyber security was there. We had to take care that the children were not sort of uh, there was no threat to the children. There were so many other things were there which we continued. And but now I think we are all settled down, and we are using all these online platforms, new apps, for imparting education.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well explained, ma'am. So, ma'am, also when we are speaking about nowadays, how has technology, ma'am? Because back when we were kids, when we used to study, we only had, for example, if we had to, study science, biology, there were only, there was just a diagram of our human body, digestive system. We never knew how it actually looked like, how it actually worked. But now, if you just go to YouTube and just type how does digestion work in a human body, so there are like lot of videos to explain. So, ma'am, so this is all about technology. All is it possible because of the technology, ma'am? So how can technology be used to, ma'am, enhance these teaching and learning in different subject areas, ma'am?
You see, what is it, like previously the teachers were going to a library, making charts, making diagrams, and bringing all those audio visual aids to the classroom. Now all that material is, hands-on material is ready. We just have to click a button and everything is there. So that way the teaching and the faculty are, they have a lot of material which they can share with the
Yes, ma'am.
students. And similarly, so we don't have to work that hard on that part. So and moreover, the students also, they are actually surfing a lot, and in fact there are situations when the teachers know more than the students know more than the teachers, because the knowledge is so quickly at hand, and they are able to immediately find different angles to whatever anything or any topic they are doing. They're able to, the inputs can be are coming from the children in a very this thing, large scale. So that is why I think both teachers and students also have benefit. Any topic which we can, like you're saying, digestion, science, English, maths, everybody, every subject, and how and there's what collaboration is happening. So you see, all over the world, people are using this technology, and teachers and students were able to reach out to them and wish to use those platforms, find out what are the best ways. And many children, those who learn by seeing visually, and all by hearing, and those things were have been incorporated in our lessons. And I think in every subject, every teacher was able to have lots of material, lots of teaching material to share, and in a simplified way, in a very, very simplified way. So that way it was pretty helpful to all of us.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Kulvinder, ma'am. Moving forward, Jyoti, ma'am, would you like to add something to ma'am? How does the technology? How can we use it to make the teaching and learning in different subject areas better?
See, being the leaders, being the educators, being the head of the institution, we should be very enthusiastic and we should be ready. I am repeating it because our vision is very important. So we should implement, integrate this type of technology in our school. We should be very passionate regarding that. Yes, we should go, because in the COVID time,
Yes, ma'am.
no one knows how to use properly the technology. We all become a tech savvy, right? All the teachers are well equipped with it. So we should, only the thing is that the school which are not having a big strength, or who are in a rural, they might be having any problem of that type. That is an issue. Otherwise in the city, all they are having all the facilities, all the teachers are there who knows everything. So I think this vision, a leader should have it, and we should implement and develop maximum in our school, because it make teaching learning very smart, easy, and save the time, as a one click is there and you can see the complete internal structure of a human body. So that is very important. Only the thing is that school should have that economic at a financial condition, that they can provide the smart classes, they can hire all these solutions for the children, can get the better best content for the children. And that's what I want to say. It is very, very important, and we all should adopt to it.
Absolutely, ma'am. It is very important, Jyoti, ma'am. Moving forward, Anubha ma'am, Jyoti ma'am just mentioned about during the pandemic, we all, we all were clueless how to use technology, and there were a lot of struggles that we had to face. So, ma'am, what are some of the ways or some of the strategies that you would suggest and you would have, also found to be effective in promoting digital citizenship, ma'am, among the students?
And use of technology are two different things. When we are talking about use of technology uh, in their own capacity, each and every school moved on to technology domains. Be it a rural school or an urban school, the technology penetration has been strong in both the areas. The way the technologies are evolving, I may say that I have learned a lot, but by the time I say I have learned a lot, something new has already come in. So the learning has to be really rapid, fast paced, and I have to have my antennas on. And now this brings me to the next stage of digital citizenship. The first thing that we all looked into was the cybersecurity concerns, because we had no option but to put the whole school onto technology mode during COVID. As and when the days progressed, the larger responsibility sets in. making the children responsible technology users, making the adults responsible technology users as true digital citizens. So that is what is a very important aspect, because technology, be it the digital technology or any kind of technology, technology is an aid to make things easier, be it teaching, be it learning. And when it comes to the learning domain, the use of technology makes the children a self-driven learner more than an instructor-driven or a teacher-driven learner. Therefore, a child being able to keep themselves secure, being able to empathize with the other digital citizens over the world net, being able to be responsible for his or her footprint in the digital domain is very important. And that, I think, should be the vision of every school leader, sensing that tomorrow is going to be more technology driven. What we are putting as our digital footprint becomes a very cautious step for all of us.
Like, we are promoting media literacy, but at the same time, media safety and etiquettes, those are very important. We have to, that was something new which all principals, all leaders and all the teachers, they had to learn, and from the experience and what was happening. So every day new situation was cropping up, and every day we were handling those situations. So media etiquette, how to be online, how to present ourselves, how to listen, and how to keep the children safe. That was again a very, very primary challenge which I think every school leader has faced during that time. And I think we have learned a lot. And yes, yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much,
So
Kulvinder
I think
ma'am.
everyone learning that, and that happened. Like I said, like pre-pandemic, we were all having workshops that how technology should be integrated and how innovative pedagogy should be integrated in the teaching learning processes. And suddenly overnight, what happened? Within 2 years, we found that that problem has been tended to. Everybody was tech savvy, whether they liked it or not. Technology was integrated in the mainstream education. Everybody had accepted it, whether they liked it or not. And it had become, the immense possibility of technology was already accepted by all, and being by used by all. But on the other hand, like ma'am was saying, there there, there were so many new challenges which were coming. Previously we were only the physical school security which we were concerned. Now it was an individual security, the privacy of the child, which also had to be looked after, which had to be seen. And children had to, because so many problems. There is a if we start, we can have a separate workshop on this, or a separate seminar on this, how everybody faced very different kinds of unique problems. And we were, although these online platforms are practically were safe, but in spite of that, there were so many experiences and incidents which were being reported by the teachers and students also, because the students are naughty. So many things were happening which were not very pleasant. But I think I would like to salute and commend all the teaching faculty and all the educationists who handled all this well. And I think we are all settled down with this hybrid mode of teaching and learning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Kulvinder ma'am. Rajendra sir, would you like to add something to ma'am? What are some of the ways or strategies to promote digital citizenship, sir, among students?
Yeah, ma'am. Compulsory, they can interrelate with other countries. They can have the conversations, they can have the seminars, they can have the discussions. Lot of things can be happen with citizen when we use technology, and we can promote citizenship. And one more thing we can is that they can interact with the global students also. When we use technology, they can have the sessions with other country teachers or other country students. They can share their views. So by this, we can create a global citizenship to our students also. And another thing I can add for this is a lot of online things which we cannot get in India. They can get from the foreign universities also. So now it is happening. So many courses are being done in online way with the different universities from America and Australia also. So these are the few points I can add to this point, ma'am.
Yeah, I'd also like to add on to what Vijender sir said, because we also did a lot of programs, online events with many countries. I did it with Belarus, then we had Belgium, we had Brazil, France, then Ecuador, Mexico, India. Frequently, like one after another, my students were attending this online. Not all the students, a few children who were there, who were enterprising and who were willing to participate, because the timings are odds. I mean, their time and our Indian Standard Time was the difference used to be there. But many students took initiative, and I think most of my 12th class students were able to make PPTs and present our country to these children. And what I learned, Turkey also, because I was attending these conferences along with the children, and I found that yes, children all over the world are the same. They have the same issues, they have the same concerns, the parental interference or parental acceptance, small things which are very integral to Indian culture. I found that same concerns were shared by the children from Turkey, from Mexico, from Indonesia, and many other countries were there, and equal, and my children were no less. So we thought, yes, probably because my children will be finding it difficult to speak in English, or they'll not be able to handle the topics. But I found that suddenly that was something very positive which was there, that children, yes, they were able, very, very clear, they were eloquent, they were able to, and very enthusiastically, they were presenting all the topics. And even our India was, because I'd like to narrate one incident here in one country. I won't, Peru, I think, yes. They were showing India in as a very poor country, with all those snake charmers and elephants and all that. And I interviewed, sorry, this is not India. And then my children, they presented the India, what India is. So we are so modern, and we are so beautiful, and we are so advanced. So all those things. So I just said, I'm sorry, who made that video? That absolutely, I've never seen India like this. With this, I mean, maybe I don't know which era these pictures were there and these were presenting. So that is what I said. Like, yes, globally we have become very close, and the children made pen pals. We exchanged friends. They were in the break rooms, in different this thing, and because they were clubbed together with the other children of other countries, where pairs were made. So there were so many cross-cultural exchange programs which were organized, which the children attended. So this opportunity would have never come had this technology not been there. So their technology has really been very, very beneficial to many. But yes, again, the use of it and abuse of it is in your hands. That button is in your hand. That is how you use your own choice.
Yes, ma'am. I think it is very beautiful when your students are, representing your country on a global level, and especially breaking the myths. It also makes us feel proud, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah,
Over to
yeah,
you, Gauri,
the
ma'am.
same thing.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
The same thing happened with my grade 9 and 10 students. A few of my friends' children few of my friends have settled in different countries. So I use it to make interaction with my grade 9 and 10 students. Recently, it is happened in my school also, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Gauri, ma'am. Ma'am, when it comes to school leaders, so ma'am, what role can they play in supporting the teachers while integrating technology, ma'am?
Definitely, a revisit of the lesson plans is very, very important. For example, technology could be used as a motivation. And I think one of the greatest tools for technology is, I think, flipped classrooms. For example, the motivation part, there's a 6 minutes video. Instead of wasting it in the class, you send it as a homework, create excitement for what is coming forward in the next class. So I have been constantly reworking on the lesson plan modules, how technology could be used in your favor. So that is one very important thing. And second is some topics that are a little heavy for children. When we send it as a video home, for example, a child with different, it addresses differentiated learning also. That's very important because some children learn it in one shot from the class itself. But some children they are slow learners, they need much more time. So what happens is technology helps them to learn at their own pace. So that is another beauty when you send. Now we have done away with a lot of papers. That is something which we have learned with the drives coming in and all that. I think we have 90% of paper usage has also gone down. That is another big advantage that we have come out with. It's so easy to share materials with parents, is all a click away. Now, earlier we used to make the children write homework in their almanac or diary. Sorry. But now we send it through the app. And so when we send it through the app, parents are aware the notification is on. The child cannot, play the fools because the parent is also in the process. So what I feel key through this way, all the stakeholders are involved. So I can often, when parents come to me and say, ma'am, last minute, लास्ट मिनट आप बोल रहे हो मेरे बच्चा ये नहीं कर रहा है, वो नहीं कर रहा है, ऐसे then when we catch them कि आपने ये app देखा, आपने ये देखा, did you see the diary, did you see the activities that we send, that time they kind of wake up telling that. Now they become also a very important component as caretakers. Most parents think that acha school mein bharti kar diya and that is the end of it. But now they become accountable stakeholders in bringing up their children. So I feel these are the few things that technology does help. It can be used as, and another thing is this beauty called Google Form. Lot of, simple tests, which is so time consuming to hold it in the class. We give them the link at home or they come to class and quickly finish up and an autocorrect is also done. It is a great feedback for teachers. And then it also gives you a feed forward as to how the topic has not been done properly. And we came on to later, we also found out correction methods. We slowly improved like crazy that online itself we did corrections, and which I personally find it a big Achilles heel is to add everything and then, give the total. That was done automatically through the app that we used. So all these are a big advantage when it is in your favor, but there are other loopholes also. But so what? Let's go forward with all the good things about technology.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Gauri ma'am. Moving forward, Jyoti ma'am, would you like to add something to Gauri ma'am?
I think many maximum things have been covered. So I think now in this era, we cannot think anything beyond, or we cannot think digitization is very important. Technology is very important, whether it is home, hospital, market, metros, or anywhere you can say just a click and all the things you can do sitting at home. Only the thing is that we should know how to use it judicially. Do and don'ts, how much, so that we have to teach to the children what you have to see and what you don't have to see, how much you have to use and how much you don't have to use.
Absolutely, ma'am. You have to be very careful while using technology.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
it is having so many plus point, maximum plus point, but then also so many negative things are happening. We have to make our children aware of all that also.
Yes, ma'am. Anubha ma'am, would you like to add something to Jyoti ma'am and Gauri ma'am? What role can a school leader play in integrating technology in schools, ma'am?
One of the most important things, I'm sorry to butt in, is budget allocation, I'm for sure.
There are two very important aspects of learning happening in school. And this I'm taking in addition to all the relevant points taken up by the panel members prior to my input. So one is the student's voice and choice, and the second is the teacher's voice and choice. And when we incorporate both the student and teacher's voice and choice in the learning process, the learning becomes spontaneous. Technology plays a beautiful role in this. CBSE also promoted, NCRT also promoted a lot of technology aided learning during the past 2 years. We have wonderful teaching learning resources available on the Diksha platform. A lot of material is available on the CBSE academic site, which was handy for the teachers, which was done up by eminent resource people across the country. Then it gave us access to so many courses that we can do from prominent universities across the world. All the school leaders need to do is maneuver the movement of the staff and the students in the right direction.
Yes,
The options are endless. So what we I'm just taking some of the examples what we did a lot of online activities. We were amongst the first Indo-Dutch collaborations for astrology, and the children interacting with prominent space scientists. So the children who were interested in space technology had a beautiful session with them. There were sessions on beyond astrology. Also, we had sessions on mathematics. We had sessions on language learning. The children wrote digital books. Books were published, and the hard copies were also released by with the name and photograph of the children. The children participated in so many collaborative projects through AFS, through JGO, through IVCA, through GCED, all the global bodies, and they interacted with students across the globe. My role was not to train the students there as a school leader. What the school leader would have done is to pick and choose the right combination so that we are giving everything to the student in their required domains. Every student will not be able to do science. Every student will not be able to write a book. Every student will not be able to get into astrophysics. So I was taking the talent pool of my own school's niche, giving them that requirement, giving them those channels, and giving them the leverages, then empowering the students and staff to make little choices, to their voice, and incorporating them in the decision making process so as to maximize the judicious use of technology in the school. Along with this, a very important aspect was keep on training them in what is coming up in the areas of technology that is beneficial to them. Keep on sensitizing them to the dangers, to the need of cybersecurity, having them interact with prominent personalities, including Mr. Rakshitannan, name, so that they know what is happening, what can become a threat to them, and what are the arenas. Keeping them in due wraps of career counseling, career awareness, so that they get to know how can I maximize the use to reach to the potential in the areas that I want to. So I can keep on adding points from the little things that we have done in school. And what we have done in school is, I think, just a tip of the iceberg of what can be done. A lot can be done. We have a space lab, we have a robotics lab, we have a coding lab, and there are children who are scattered in different domains. Everyone is not doing everything, but they are doing what they want to do. The teachers are doing working in the areas where they know they can excel. So that also, I think, is a very important aspect.
absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Anubha, ma'am. Over to you, Rajendra sir. Would you like to add something to ma'am? What role can a school leader play in supporting teachers while integrating technology, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Almost ma'am has covered each and every point. So the main thing is we have to give trainings. Very frequent trainings are needed for the teachers. Why? Because whenever we go for a technology, new technology, or whenever we go for a new app, teachers need very frequent trainings by the people whom we tie up, or else whatever the system we adapt in our schools. And regarding cyber security, madam has given one very very important point. Nowadays cyber security is very very important. Why? Because in recent times we are seeing in the news, the child will play some game in the phone of the parent, and they'll be subscribing some amount. So like that daily, some subscription amount will be sent to that particular game developer, and overall some lakhs of rupees of parents are being spent for that one. So main these 2 points I want to add to Madam's points. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Kulvinder ma'am, would you like to add something to sir, please?
Yeah, I agree with all of them. Yes, there is still resistance to change. That is my personal observation, that still some teachers are there. Like, there is a lot of material available, and previously to they we were, the children, because they had no choice, they were doing it. But now, as we have fallen back into that same conventional classroom, some teachers, yes, still they are trying to go back to their own ways of teaching only. This is a very hard truth which probably most of us won't accept. But yes, we have to continue, telling them, and we have to continue, like, motivating the teachers and the faculty and the parents also. Yes, there are so many, like, technology has so many positive aspects, and let's continue using it, because yes, the connectivity problem is there. You need a smartphone all the time. And one of my teachers, like she said, she's going for a laser treatment because she's been using phone so much that she's got some eye problems. So those things still are there, but still, like, because I find that still, internally, the personal choice probably would be less of this thing, and the chalk and talk method, probably, which they prefer, most of them, they would go back to it many times, because you need to exert yourself. Okay, fine, everything is available, but still you have to find the right material, right thing. So we have to keep motivating that this gap doesn't widen, and we are able to keep the hybrid mode or blended way of teaching, and and use the best technology in the best way. Another thing I found, that children, instead of using the phone, I mean, the parents coming from materially not so provident families were able to procure phones for the children. I don't know, in very with different difficulties, and the children had one the boy I find he was playing jungly rummy or some kind of game. The phone was full with those kind of apps, and there was no and we were calling the child again and again. He was not coming to the school, and finally, when the mother and the child were brought to the school somehow, and the phone was taken, and the mother says, the child is using the phone daily, wo to roz padhta hai baith ke. And when we found out that phone was full of jungly rummy and all those ludo games, so he was playing all that, and there was not even one school group in the phone, and phone was for 85,000. So these very harsh truths are there, which I think we should face. And it's not that I own up, yes, things are there. So we still need to be very, very aware, very, very alert, very, very conscious about what and how this technology is invading into our lives. So that invasion into the privacy has to be controlled
Yes.
by the teachers, by the society also. So, and students have to be taught, very, very taught about very clearly, that what are the boundaries which they do not have to cross, and how much technology is useful, and how it can be a very, very dangerous this thing now outlet for them, if they are not very not aware of what are the like harms which can come. So those things are continuing, and hopefully, I think, like, hoping for the best, that we will ensure that children are safe while we are teaching them online.
Absolutely, ma'am. I think parents also should be aware of the things that are happening, and cyber security and the privacy. Basically, they do not have to share their passwords or OTPs with anyone. Um, Things like these should be taught to students and the parents also.
Yeah, with these, every day, when even now, one child in class 11th, he just came to the class, and suddenly, after we found that he was, I don't know what app is there, where they just put up their some shots are there, and they put up their own. This thing is coming to the class at 7:30, and teachers very, very happy, that feeling that the child has really mended himself, and he's really coming regularly to the school. But in the morning, he was Snapchat. Yes, Snapchat. So I learned all these, what are all these things, because we keep a very, very strict vigil, and we are always running after the children that the phone is not misused by them. That's it.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Kulvinder ma'am. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, Anubha ma'am, Gauri ma'am, and Rajendra sir for being here today. Thank you for taking out your time for us. It was a very wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful session.
Thank you
Good
all.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. And for all the viewers watching us out, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.